Yo, it's your boy Jay Best and your boy Tyrell. Welcome back to the Straight to the Point podcast, season 3, episode 33. On today's episode, we'll be discussing some of the newest coaching hires, right? And then following that, we're gonna do our championship weekend bets and our championship weekend picks. Real, you ready to go?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go.
Before we get into any of that, as always, we want to thank God for waking us up this morning, allowing us to talk about sports, which is something that we love to do. Without Him, we would not be here right now. So the other day, me and Jared talked about the brand new hires out of Detroit, right? We got Ben Johnson, the OC, went to Chicago, and then Aaron Glenn, the DC, went to the New York Jets. So Tyrell, just give us your quick reaction on Chicago hiring Ben Johnson.
Yes, sir. I think it was a really good hire. As you said last week, Chicago has to hire offensive mastermind, and they went and got who I feel is one of the best in the league. For the past couple years, the offense has looked unstoppable, 100%. I feel like he got the running game looking good, passing game looking good, trick plays running good. He has offensive alignment looking good on receiving plays. So I think it was a really good play. I mean, a really good hire, and I think he'll make Caleb Williams the superstar quarterback that he is.
All right, and then down in New York, we got Aaron Glenn, the DC, who got the head coaching job. How do you feel about this one?
Yes, sir. I think they got the right man for the job. Real defensive minded coach, secondary heavy coach. He's a all around guy though. At the same time, real good voice for the locker room. Real good leader, real good head. They got the right guy to follow behind. He's gonna get Sauce Garner right. He's gonna get the leaders in the room right, and he's gonna set the plan for that Jets team. So I think it was a really good hire, and I think the Jets are ready to win now.
All right, but I got a quick question about that. So with if you notice, a lot of the Jets' recent hires, outside of Adam Gates, right? You had Todd Bowles, you had Robert Saleh, and now you better have Aaron Glenn. Under Robert Saleh and Todd Bowles, for sure, there was no offense on this team, right? And that was the majority of the problem under Robert Saleh. So with Aaron Glenn, if they don't figure out the offense, do you think he gonna get fired just like the other two, or do you think it should be more so of a GM problem? Like, basically, what I'm saying is, why do they keep going to defensive coordinators if the problem is always the offense? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I think he will find a way to get his offense right. I think he'll come in there with a plan. Just like he said like last week, he said the Jets is the job that I want. I'm not too really worried about the New Orleans job. He said that because he sees something in this Jets team. He sees something he could go in there and build around. But I think they can definitely address offense anytime in the offseason, anytime in the draft. You know what I'm saying? So, as you said, their offense has been bad. So, offense are just a couple pieces away. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of your pieces on offense are really young.
Yeah. I just hope that they don't, because New York is a big market, right? So they want to see their team successful early, and I hope that they give him enough time to try and fix the problem. But offensively, what you gonna do with Aaron Rodgers, right? You don't know if he's coming back. You don't know if he's retiring. If he doesn't retire, are you gonna keep him? Are you gonna cut him? Are you gonna draft a quarterback with the seventh pick? Garrett Wilson, I've been hearing he wants out. Devontae Adams might not be there. Like, it's a lot of question marks on that offense. That I feel like it shouldn't all fall on him if it doesn't go his way this year. So hopefully they give him enough time to kind of fix that organization because it's been a problem as of late. But brand new news today, the Raiders hired Pete Carroll, right? Former Seahawks head coach, Super Bowl winner, of course. How do you feel about this one?
Yes, sir. So I think that was a really good signing too. Because as you said, Pete Carroll's a Super Bowl winning coach. The Raiders need something that will completely flip their whole trajectory around. And they've never had a winning coach. They've never had a winning team. This is the type of guy that you need come and instill a new winning mentality, a new championship mindset, and just run everything completely different. So I think it was a great pickup. You know he's been itching to get back out there from coaching. So I think Las Vegas got them a good one.
Yeah, I agree. I think that they need a full reset, right? I think going into this year, we talked about at the beginning of the year how they got Gardner Minshew, right? They went and got Brock Bowers. It's almost like they felt like they was ready to win because you went and got Gardner Minshew, and we know Gardner Minshew like a really good backup or a bridge quarterback, right? So I think that because they did that, they thought they was ready to win. We all knew it was not. And now go get somebody that can help you reset because you need a quarterback. Like, that's the biggest problem with this team. This year you had Aiden O'Connell, you had Gardner Minshew, you had Desmond Ritter, right? None of them are the answer. So they have to go get a quarterback. And the best way I think to refix any organization. Like I think Belichick would have been a good head coach for this team. I think Pete Carroll also is a good option because you want experience. You want somebody that knows how to build a successful franchise, which Pete Carroll did and which Bill Belichick did. Right. So I think this was a good move. I think that Pete is going to get this organization back on his feet, and then eventually, because Pete Carroll's old, right? He's not young, so I don't think he's gonna be here for a very long time. But I think that you want to get experience in there and a Hall of Fame, future Hall of Fame coach, right? The Super Bowl winner in there to help you fix that franchise. So I think that was a good offer, especially if they want to reset. But then down in Jacksonville, the Buccaneers offensive coordinator Liam Cohen got the head coaching job for the Jaguars. How you feel about this?
Yes, sir. As you said last week, you want the Jaguars to go hire offensive mastermind and get Trevor Lawrence back into that boat. You want him to get back to that level that he's capable of playing because we know Trevor Lawrence can be a really great player. We all seen it. We seen spurts of it, and I think this is the right guy to go do it. Like I said earlier, Tampa has had a top five offense the past 2 years. They've been really good in the receiving game and really good in the running game. So I think it was a great hire. Go get a guy that's going to understand Trevor Lawrence and really go coach him and learn how to run an offense. What about you? How do you feel about this signing?
I think it was a good move too. And what Tyrell was referring to when I was on the Three Man Weed podcast, we talked about these coaching hires and everything, and or the coaching vacancies at the time. And I said that we need somebody to come to Jacksonville to unlock Trevor Lawrence. Right, Doug Peterson did for a second, but then it fell off. And because it did, you just gave Trevor Lawrence that big contract. You can't get rid of Trevor Lawrence. You're going to get rid of the head coach from Doug Peterson. But with Liam Cohen, you saw he did with Baker Mayfield, right? And I think, me personally, that we all believe Trevor Lawrence, even though it's kind of questionable right now, Trevor Lawrence has a higher ceiling than Baker Mayfield. I think he does. And if he was able to do that with Baker, let's see what you can do with Trevor Lawrence. Baker Mayfield this year had a passer rating of 106.8. That was a franchise record under Liam, right? So he made things easy for him. And the Bucks are the only team to rank in the top five in passing yards, rushing yards, per game. And then they ranked in the top five in total offense, scoring offense, rushing, passing, and third down conversion. So this offense is really, really good this year. Even when Chris Godwin got hurt, they were still able to put up points. Baker still had a good year. So I think that this was a good hire because you want to get the best out of Trevor Lawrence. And now you got Brian Thomas Jr. over there, who's a stud, who we believe is gonna be a really good receiver in this league. You still got Evan Ingram, right? You got a high draft pick. Let's see what you can do with this offense. We'll see what you do with Travis Etienne. I don't know if I feel like he fell off a little bit, right? But you also got Tank Bigsby in the backfield. So we're gonna see what this offense can do under Lim. And I think it was a good hire just because you want to get an offensive minded coach that we saw took a average Baker Mayfield to arguably a top 10 quarterback in this league. Arguably, right? Maybe top 15 if at worst. So I think that this was a pretty good hire for the Jaguars. All right. Let's go ahead and get into our championship weekend bets. All right. We got two games, right? Four teams, and we're gonna give y'all four bets. All right, we got three player props. We're gonna give y'all one money line pick or spread. All right. Let's Tyrell, who you got first?
Yes, sir. So first I have Josh Allen scoring one touchdown against the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday. Josh Allen has been a dog this playoffs. We all know that. And whenever he plays against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, he turns into a bigger dog. I seen him last weekend. He looked like he was determined. Like he wasn't letting anybody stop him from anything. And Josh Allen, everybody knows he hits this line every week. Like this is easy money. Go ahead, smash that rushing touchdown, rushing receiving touchdown. He's gonna definitely get it. Tush push, 10-yard scramble, 80-yard scramble, whichever way it goes. Go ahead, smash that.
All right. This is just rushing receiving or is it
Rushing,
passing
rushing
receiving?
receiving. Yes,
Rushing
sir.
receiving. All right, cool. Next I got Travis Kelsey over 70.5 receiving yards. I'm gonna give y'all the same bet that I gave y'all last week. Last week, I believe this line was at I have it right here. It was at 53.5, right? Now they moved it up to 70.5 because they realized that Travis Kelsey in the playoffs is pretty unstoppable. But I still think this line is too low. I'm gonna give y'all the same stats I gave y'all last week. Last week he finished with over 100 receiving yards, right? But he hit this prop in every game last postseason with at least 71 yards, right? This prop is 70.5. And then the year before that, at least 78 yards. The year before that, at least 95 yards. He's unstoppable in the playoffs. He's going to get you at least 70 yards from what we've seen in the past. So I think this is an easy hit. For some reason, like I said, they bumped it up, but I don't think they bumped it up high enough. I think 70.5 is easy. No matter which way this game goes, he's definitely going to get the volume, the targets, the catches, which is going to lead to the 70.5 receiving yards. All right. Now, who you got next?
Yes, sir. So next I have Patrick Mahomes throwing less than one INT against Buffalo. Um, this is a game where turnovers matter. You can't turn the ball over. You gotta win the turnover battle. And Patrick Mahomes been playing extremely great football these past couple weeks. He hasn't thrown an INT the last 5 weeks. Within the last 7 weeks was the last time he threw an INT. I think he's gonna be playing really good against this Buffalo Bills defense. They have to come to Arrowhead where Patrick Mahomes plays really, really good at. So I doubt that he throws an INT. Go ahead and smash that under. He's going to go win this game and try to go three-peat, man.
All right, I'm gonna take us down to Philly. AJ Brown over 60.5 receiving yards. I know some of y'all are like, whoa, AJ Brown ain't been doing nothing as of late. I understand. But if we also look at last week he dropped the touchdown pass. Last week he dropped a dig across the middle of the field. Like AJ Brown, it's not just that Jalen Hurts is not getting him the ball, but AJ Brown been dropping some passes too. All right, but this week specifically going against the Commanders, I think he's going to get over 60.5 receiving yards. They played them twice this year because they're in the same division. In the first game, he had 65 yards. In the second game, he had 97 yards. He had 8 targets in the first game, 15 targets in the second game. Now, I understand the second game that Kenny Pickett played, right, because Jalen Hurts got hurt. But at the same time, Jalen Hurts is dealing with a little injury. Now, I don't know how bad it is, right? It could be nothing. But because I think he's going to be just a little bit limited to running, I think he's going to sit in the pocket a little bit more. I think he's going to push the ball down the field. It's not because he's listening to the critics and he want to shut everybody up, but it's because of his little injury or his nagging injury, whatever it is. I think he's going to put the ball in the air just a little bit more. And against this Commanders defense, they love running man-to-man coverage. AJ Brown is a dog against man-to-man coverage, so I believe that he's going to have over 60.5. His number is so low because of how he looked as of late, but I would take advantage of it in the NC Championship game where who knows? Maybe Jaden Daniels can push the Eagles to put up some points. Maybe. Who knows? Right? We don't know what's going to happen. But I do believe that him being limited running is going to allow him to throw the ball more. And AJ Brown eats against man coverage. Take AJ Brown over 16.5 receiving yards. All right, who you got next?
Yes, sir. I really like that one. Next, I got Saquon Barkley going over 25 rushing attempts. Everybody saw how the game looked last week against the Rams. Snow game. Snow games is really hard to throw the ball. We really didn't see him throw the ball too much last week. So Saquon Barkley been running the heck out that ball these last couple of weeks. They know the formula to getting to the Super Bowl is to run the ball and play good defense, and they've been doing that really, really good. And if you know, Washington has a 30th ranked rushing defense in the NFL, so they can't stop the run to save their life. They literally can't stop the run to save their life. And you're going against the best running back in football this week. I got him going over 25 rushing attempts. He's going to smash it. He might go get 35 rushing attempts. The way this offensive coordinator has the game plan, give it to Saquon, give it to Saquon, give it to Saquon. Smash that over.
100%. I like that one a lot. Next I'm go and it's not even contradicting, right? Saquon can get all them carries, and AJ Brown can catch one deep ball and get to 60 yards. So it's not contradicting. I think both can definitely hit in this game. I'm gonna stay in the same game. I'm going with Jaden Daniels over 32.5 passing attempts. Last week, me and Tyrell bet on his over for passing attempts, but we didn't think the game was gonna go the way it did. Right, we didn't think they was gonna be up by double-digit points in the second half, to where they're not throwing the ball as much. That's why Jaden Daniels barely misses passing attempts prop. But this week, going against the Eagles, I believe that they're gonna be behind. Honestly, like I know I said this last weekend, it didn't work out, but this week I think the Eagles are the best team in football, hands down, no questions asked. So I think they're gonna be ahead, or like I said a couple of minutes ago, maybe Jaden Daniels can push the Eagles offense, but I don't think they can run the ball against the Eagles defense. That's not going to happen. You can't run the ball. You have to put the ball in the air. Stafford last week, 44 passing attempts. Jordan Love week before last, 33 passing attempts. Both of those would have hit this prop. So I think that Jaden Daniels will continue that trend. You got to throw the ball because either A, you're behind, or B, you're going to be in a little back and forth shootout, and you cannot run the ball against the Eagles defense. So take Jaden Daniels over 32.5 pass attempts. All right, man. Last but not least, what you got?
Yes, sir. I really, really like that one. Last but not least, I'm going right back up to Arrowhead. I'm taking the Chiefs money line this week. I know Patrick Mahomes is going to three-peat. I know Travis Kelce is going to three-peat. This Texans defense they played last week, that wasn't no regular defense. That wasn't a scrub. That was a really, really good defense. A really, really good defense. And Patrick Mahomes proved as he always proved, you're not going to stop me. This is mine. The NFL is mine. The only time Patrick Mahomes has lost in the playoffs was against Joe Burrow and against Tom Brady. Two really, really good quarterbacks. I don't see him losing to Josh Allen this week. He's the better player. He's playing on his home turf. He's trying to go three-peat. Go ahead and smash Chiefs money line. They're going to go win it all.
All right, you go with the Chiefs money line. I'm going with the Eagles money line. All right, I think this Eagles team is just better than the Commanders. Everyone is feeding into this Cinderella story, right? First of all, nobody thought about the Commanders when the season started. Then we saw Jaden Daniels look really good. We're like, oh, this team's pretty solid. Then they made the playoffs, and we was like, okay, they made the playoffs. That's enough. Then they beat the Bucks, right? Then the next week we was like, oh, they're gonna lose to the Lions for sure. They beat the Lions, and now there's a lot of people that believe they're gonna just beat the Eagles. I think the Lions are better than the. I think the Eagles are better than the Lions and the Bucks. And I think, like I said, the Eagles are the best team in all of football from top to bottom. When you look at their roster, in my opinion. So I'm taking the Eagles, right? The Eagles beat the Commanders the first time they played, and everybody want to talk about the second time they played. But Jalen Hurts got hurt, right? He got that concussion. He was out for the rest of the game, so that changes the ball game. So Jaden Daniels, yes, they came back and they won, but Jalen Hurts did not play. He's going to play this weekend. So I think that I'm definitely taking the Eagles money line 100% against the Commanders. The Cinderella run ends here. All right, let's move on to our championship weekend picks. That was our best. These are our picks. And this is look, there's two games. Me and Tyler already kind of gave away two of our picks, but let's talk about that Eagles and that Commanders game. That's the first game that's up. Tyrell, who you got and why?
Yes, sir. So starting in the AFC, I got the Chiefs. Like I just said, home field advantage. I'm taking the better quarterback. I'm taking the better team in general. I'm taking the better coach, and I'm taking Patrick Mahomes all day. I'm taking 15. I'm taking this. When he does this with his hands, he's finna go make something shake, and he hasn't showed anybody that can stop him. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. He deserves to be the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Everybody knows that, and I think he's just gonna add to his resume another championship, another championship, another championship, another championship, another championship. He's just gonna add it up. So go ahead and take the Chiefs in Kansas City.
All right, I'm gonna go with bro, I want to go to the Bills so bad. Look, I understand, but Mahomes is like that. I'm not taking nothing from Mahomes. But I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna step out on the limb here, and I'm gonna go with the Bills. All right, what Josh Allen is doing to me, it's very impressive when a quarterback that we saw turn the ball over a bunch in his career, but put up big numbers, but he also turned the ball over, change his whole game. He does not turn the ball over now. Right? So I think that is a big advantage that the Bills have that they have not had is that Josh Allen don't turn the ball over. He doesn't make mistakes like he used to. And I think he understands that in order to win ball games, we got to take care of that turnover margin. Just like Jalen Hurts, we got to take care of the ball. Take care of the ball. 9 out of 10, we're going to win. Last week, what happened? The Ravens turned the ball over. They did. They won. Now, the Chiefs might not turn the ball over because they don't make mistakes. But I think if any quarterback is built to go in Arrowhead and win this game, I think it's Josh. Josh is 0-3 against the Chiefs in the playoffs, and I think that he'll get over the hump. I hope he does. I really do. I hope he does. And I think that it's going to end up being a shootout. I don't think it's going to be a low scoring game because I don't think the Bills, as you alluded to last week, I don't think the Bills defense is that good unless they can make turnovers. So I think that the Chiefs gonna put up points, but I think Josh Allen can answer. This is kind of a hope. Like I'm just hoping that the Bills. I'm tired of seeing the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I really am. So I'm just kind of hoping that the Bills win. Yeah, I'm gonna take Josh Allen. Any pushback against that?
Nah, no pushback against that. Josh Allen, the way he played last week and the way he's been playing this season, he just
Yeah,
been playing like Superman, literally. So I won't count him out again. He made me eat my words last week, so I will definitely won't count him out again.
yeah. Nothing against anybody that picked the Chiefs. Because the Chiefs have been here a million times and they've done it over and over again, no matter who the opponent is, right? But I just gotta. It's a feeling I have that we gonna see the Bills in the Super Bowl, and Josh Allen finally gonna get over that hump. Because mind you, 3P we never seen it in history, right? So I think they're gonna go ahead and they're gonna knock them off. But over in the NFC, we got the Eagles and the Commanders. Who do you think the Chiefs gonna be playing, and who do I think the Bills are gonna be playing?
Yes, sir. I think the Chiefs will be playing the Eagles in the Super Bowl, like you alluded to earlier. The Eagles are the best team in football. I truly feel like that. They're the best O line in football. I feel like they got a top five D line in football, the best secondary, one of the best linebacker cores, and the best receiving core in football. You see how many things I just said?
Yep.
That's crazy. They have the best team in football. The, Jalen Hurts, he hasn't been playing the best football, but Saquon Barkley's been right behind him. The offensive line's been right behind them, and they've been grinding. So if they can't win throwing the ball, they can definitely win running the ball. If you stop their run, they're gonna air you out. If they can't score on offense, they're gonna stop you on defense. They're gonna get takeaways. So I think this Eagles team is gonna beat this Commanders team, and I honestly think it won't be too close. Like I can see them beating them by a touchdown, just because I can see the Commanders being too high headed. Like they didn't see themselves getting that win. They were really excited about that win. I just don't see them coming in too focused and prepared. And if you go back and look at that matchup 5 weeks ago, the Eagles were killing the Commanders before Jalen Hurts got hurt. Like absolutely killing them. But what do you got to say about that?
I'm going with the Eagles 100%. I want to turn my attention to Jalen Carter, bro. I have not mentioned him on this show for some reason. I'm tripping, but he is a monster, like a monster. I think we are seeing the next Aaron Donald in Jalen Carter. Last week he took that game over at the end, right? He had the sack on third down. Then on the fourth down play, he had he got pressure on Matthew Stafford and basically ended that game. He had 5 tackles in total, 3 solo, 2 assists, and 2 sacks. And then pressures. Right? I didn't get any pressure, but he definitely had pressures last week. So that defense led by him, and then you also got CJ back there, CJ Gardner Johnson back there. You got that linebacker from the Saints. What's his name? Zach Wanda. Yes, you got him. You also got Josh Sweat. You also got Jordan Davis. You also got Quinyon Mitchell. Right, Cooper DeJean ain't no scrub. You got Darius Slay. I saw him making plays last week. Like this defense is stacked. I'm not even talking about the offense yet. As you said, this is the best team in all of football. And if we didn't do it, but when the playoffs started, and you would have asked me what 2 teams gonna meet in the Super Bowl, I would have said the Eagles and the Bills. Or worst case scenario, the Eagles and the Chiefs. But the NFC is locked up. I believe the Eagles will win this game. I think the Commanders are getting, like I said, they're getting too much juice, and it's okay. Everybody like to see this underdog story. Everybody like to see new things. We seeing Jaden Daniels. Not everybody love him, and I think we're going a little too far with the love. I think it's about to end this week in Philly, especially in Philadelphia. And hey, Jay Hurts got to go right his wrongs. He got to go back to the Super Bowl. He got to beat. Hopefully, like I said, for me it's the Bills, but for you, go dethrone Mahomes. That would be the best ending to this year, in my honest opinion. But I definitely got the Eagles winning this game.
Yes, sir.
All right, but that is it for today's episode of Straight to the Point podcast. All right, y'all make sure y'all tune in this weekend for the 2 biggest games of the year. To me, I feel like, to be honest, the championship game is harder than the Super Bowl. I feel like
Yes,
it's
sir.
more pressure to get there versus you already there now from the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? So I think these gonna be 2 of the best games this year. We got Josh Allen versus Mahomes, part 4 in the playoffs, and then we got Jay Hurts versus the new and upcoming rookie quarterback in Jaden Daniels. All right, make sure y'all tune into that, and then we'll see y'all next week on the Straight to the Point podcast. Much love, y'all stay blessed, y'all stay safe. We out.
Yes, sir.